Okay guys, now this recipe has been passed down through generations and generations of my family. This meal is so awesome that even Chef Ramsay, or as I like to call him, Gordo, hey Gordo, hey, how you doing, brother? He features this recipe in his 28 restaurants around the world. This is the bomb, guys. All right, so what you want to do is you don't want to add any salt to your water. We're boiling some water right now. You don't need, like, don't worry about all the fancy frills. Food doesn't need to always taste good, right? It just needs to get you down the road for your, you know, wake up in the morning, you have the energy to do it again, right? So what we're gonna do is we're not even gonna wait for this damn blasted water to boil. Like, who gives a shit about that? Why does water need to boil to cook stuff, right? It doesn't. So first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna dump our very expensive Kraft Dinner product into the cold water, like this. You'll see there's not a lot of steam coming out of this. What? You don't need hot water to do this. Then you take your 2 hot dogs, but do it upscale. Come on, make sure you go with all beef. All right, this is what we're talking about, guys. All right, you just take them 2 bastards, you just drop them in there too. Fucking done. Now you just gotta wait like 7 or 8, 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm not a watch kind of guy, you know. I don't go to work and look at the clock, you know. Like, it just, whatever happens, happens, right? Yep. There we go. You do want to put the lid back on because it keeps the bears from running into your campsite and suspecting that you're the smell that they're smelling, right? Like, so just put the lid on that. And, you know, if you have any drinks, you pour yourself a drink, pop a beer. Yeah, I don't have any of that today. So, well, I had one, you know. I wish I would just get plastered right now, to be honest with you. That would be... And every once in a while, you just have a look, see, no steam, nothing's going on. Macaroni's probably burning to the bottom of the pot. Gives it flavor. You don't need salt. Remember, man, there's other ways to do things in life. This is why this recipe is so incredibly loved around the world, you know? Old Gordo, he's using it. Don't doubt it. There we go. I'm gonna go and cut some firewood. We'll bring you back to see the finishing process. This is an adventure I'm never gonna forget, I tell you what. Okay, so now it's been like about 5 minutes. You see them 2 old dogs in there. Nothing's boiling. It's starting to get warm. You know, the noodles are absolutely burning to the bottom of the pot. And that's exactly what you want. That's the secret part of the recipe that most people miss. You know? Like, it's not boiling yet. Let's get this lid on there. And again, don't bring salt and flavorings and all that when you can do it yourself if you know the proper techniques. When you burn the noodles to the bottom of the pan, it gives them a special flavor, you know? Like, it's just, it's mouth-watering, to be honest with you. Let's have a look-see. Okay, yep. Fuck all going on there. We just put the lid back on, see? And you know, this method also gives you a chance. You can look around at the beauty of the chipmunks that are dropping shit on your head, the red squirrels that are being little bastards. You know, this is the proper cooking technique. Oh, did I hear a change? Nope. But you can see a little warmth coming out of there now. This is where you really don't want to stir it. Just let them noodles burn to the bottom of the goddamn pot, and I'm telling you, you're gonna thank me. You're gonna fucking thank me on this one. Oh, do you see that? Okay, this is where the cooking gets delicate. And drop you back on the tripod. Okay, my friends, I'm not sure if you can see it. We're starting to get a little steam come off. Just a touch. Now, what you don't want to do, just give it a good stir. Yep, see how that's all just stuck to the bottom there? Like how the spoon doesn't really want to move the product around. Yeah, okay, so just try to get it unstuck a little bit. And then just let it sit for a second. Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of we're just starting to get that little boil going. This is what you want to do. You want to take your pot lid, you want to set it on top. Here's the important thing. Shut it down. Now, if you had drinks or a beer, you could pop another beer, you could pour another drink, you could start dancing on the table, you know, doing all that kind of fun stuff. Let it sit. Just let it do its own thing. This is why this recipe is fucking killing it around the world. I'm telling you. I'm just knocking it out of the park on every meal that I make. I'm telling you, man, I am. All right, I'll bring you back in, you know, let's give this about 5 or 8 minutes. And yeah, we'll do the finishing off process. Alright guys, so now it's been about 4 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes. And I know that simply because the screen on my camera didn't turn off. So, use your tools, make your tools work for you, you know what I mean? Just... Anyways, what you want to do now is, especially in bear country, this is your thing. So what you do is you just reach in here with your long handle spoon and you pull out your 2 hot dogs. Just let that drip a little bit and just slap them down right on the table. I'll show you this in a minute. Now what you want to do is you want to take your pot lid, turn it upside down, and grab your potty. Now this is especially important, especially if you're in bear country. All you do is you just turn around and you dump that out the water. But there's a special way to do it, okay? So here, you gotta listen up to this. Like, don't walk away from your tent. Like, maybe 20 feet. I mean, you want to bring the bears in for company, is what I'm saying, you know? So just, but you don't want to drain all the water. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we don't want to use salt for flavoring, we don't want margarine or milk to help break down our cheese, our powdered cheese, okay? So you can see this? I hope you can see this. All right, there we go. Leave some water in. Yeah, I gotta leave some water in. We don't need the stove anymore. All right, let me just adjust you here. Okay, so you probably see our hot dogs just sitting here on this dirty old picnic table. Don't matter. They're already cooked. They can't get germs. Now, just take your sauce and you just pour that sucker in there. Remember, don't bring margarine and don't bring milk. Don't and salt and like just that's not the way this recipe works, folks. Now, you gotta get in there. You know, like Gordo says. Don't be a lazy bastard. You gotta get really in here. And you really gotta stir this shit up in there. Now an important tip is to leave too much water in there, because this way, you see how nice and juicy that is? This way you help get the fluids back in you that you lost off your hiking day. Okay, these are true chips. This is what you need to do. But you really gotta stir that bastard up, okay? And then you're done. So what's next? Well, you gotta find your buck knife. Now this thing here, I was just taking a wheel bearing out of the car with it the other day. So there's probably some grease and whatever. What you just do is you run your macaroni fingers over the blade, it's clean. And then you just go to town. You just chop these little bastards up, man. See what I'm doing here? I'm just choppity chop, chop, wait. If they start rolling away from you, throw them bastards right in that pot. Don't let them escape. All right, there we go. Do you see what's going on here, folks? And see here, we're picking up a little pieces of the picnic table. They're good too. Throw them in your pot. It's gonna give you the extra protein that you need to carry on your hike. All right, here we go. See that? Look at the master knife skills I have. That's why Gordo loves me so much, man. Okay, now make sure you have a little taster. Oh. And if you drop it on the ground and it has some like dirt and shit on it, don't worry about it. Throw that fucker right in your pot. Just get it in there. What you want to do now is you just want to stir all that dirt and shit in. And I'm telling you, Backcountry has never seen cuisine like this before. Don't be afraid to follow me on my other channel. It's called Davy's Delights. All right, well, now we're sitting down on our ass after all that hard work. It's enough to tucker a guy out, you know, really. I mean, honestly. Sit, catch your breath, but do it over your pot. Because this way, if you start salivating, it just falls right back into your food, you know? But just like any good YouTuber, they'll always show you them taking a bite of their food. All right, here we go. Oh, let's. You see this? Punch me in the mouth if that's not something good. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. All right, friends. Well, as you can see, it's almost an open, empty pot. So, yeah, just to give my final review on what a splendid meal this was. Yeah, I mean, it's like easily an 18 out of a 10 meal, you know, simple, fast. And, you know, by throwing that beef in there, that beef hot dog, I gotta tell you, man, like, there's just something about being accomplice to taking an animal's life. It just, you know, it makes the food go down so much better. All right, follow me for more recipes.